Hello everyone and welcome to another video on JavaScript programming. Hope you guys are doing well. My name is Kaushal and today we will learn everything about variables in JavaScript. So without any further delay, let's get started. So variables are named storage that a program can manipulate. As the name suggests, a variable is a value that can change according to conditions. Variables refers to those memory blocks inside the computer where we can store information. Let's suppose you want to store any value inside your computer. So variable will represent the location of that value. In simple terms, variables are cups with stuff inside them and you can use that stuff later again and again according to the way you want to. Before the introduction of ES6 or ECMAScript we can say, which is the updated version of JavaScript, variables were declared using a single keyword only, which is where. We'll try to declare a few variables here. We'll see how where keyword works. So let's comment this thing first. So let's declare a few variables. Let's suppose where a equals to 15. We will declare where b and the value of b will be 6. We will declare where c and the value of c would be a plus b. So here we have defined three variables a, b and c. A is a variable with value 15 stored inside it and so is b. The value of b is 6. But c is a variable that will contain the value of a plus b. Let's try to print this on browser. Document.write and we will print the value of c. Save it and here you can see the value of c is 21. That's the correct answer. So similarly you can also print a and b as well. Let's print a and b as well here. What we will do, we'll copy this line, we'll paste it for a and we'll update this here as well so it won't create any confusion. So here you can see the value of c is 21, the value of a is 15 and the value of b is 6. It shows the value of all the three variables we declared. But with the introduction of ES6 or ECMAScript in 2015, two more ways were introduced to declare a variable. These are let and const. We shall discuss these two terms in the later part of this session. Let me show you how to declare a variable. There are a few things you have to keep in mind while declaring a variable name. Here we have seen we use three variables a, b and c. That was an easy task to do, but giving a variable any name like something other than a single alphabet. So you have to keep a few things in mind while naming them. Start them with a letter, underscore or a dollar sign. You can't use any sign except underscore or dollar. So if you are giving a variable name, you can't use any other sign except the underscore or the dollar sign. You can use these two signs only. You can't use any other sign. You can't use a number in the starting. Apart from that, let's suppose you want to give it a name as 9BE. You can't do that in JavaScript. JavaScript won't allow you this. If you try to save it, it will throw you an error, invalid or unexpected token. So you can't do this in JavaScript. There is no limit for the length of the variable name. But you can't use reserved keywords in a variable name. Like let's try to create a variable with name as class. Class is a reserved keyword in JavaScript. We'll save it and see here it throws an error, unexpected token class. But you can use a class with capital C. Let's save it and here it will work fine. Why it works? Because JavaScript variables are case sensitive. If we try to create a variable with same name, let's see, we try to create a variable with where girl and the another variable will be where girl with capital G this time. JavaScript will treat these two variables differently. These two are different variables for JavaScript, as JavaScript is case sensitive when it comes to variables. Let's declare a few more variables. Let's remove it. We'll declare a few more variables. Let's comment this part as well. We'll declare a few more variables. Suppose we declare a variable with keyword where and we'll name this variable as bike name. Where bike name and press enter. If we leave this variable without assigning it any value, the by default value will be undefined. Let's try to print the value of this variable. We will try to print the value of bike name. Save it. Here you can see the value it shows is undefined. So the by default value of a variable, if you do not assign it any value, will be undefined. Let's try to give it a value. Let's suppose we try to give bike name. We use equals to operator to assign it a value. To assign, let's suppose we'll assign it Yamaha. Semicolon and press Ctrl plus S to save this, and here you can see the output as Yamaha. You can also assign a value to the variable during declaration, as we have done in the previous examples. Here we have assigned the variable's value at the time of declaration only. Let's move on to let and const. So we will discuss let and const, but first we will compare let with where. Let is also used to declare a variable just like where is used, but there is a limitation to use let. Let is not accessible outside the block in which it is declared. So we will use let here only. Let bike name equals, and we will change this value as well. We'll change it to hero, let's say. Save it, and here you can see the output as hero. But if we try to put this code inside a block, let's suppose we put this code inside this block, a pair of curly braces, and we will again try to access document.write. We'll try to access bike name again. From here, from outside the block, we try to access this. Save it, and here you can see bike name is not defined. It is an error in line 18. So what's happening here? Basically, you can't access a let variable outside the scope. You can't access it from here, but it will work with where. If we try to replace let with where and save it, here you can see it says hero and hero, because first it will interpret this method and then it will interpret this as well in case of where. Due to its limited scope, let variables are used when there is limited use only. Like in for loop or in while loop, we will learn these loop in future. Let will not allow you to redeclare any variable. Let's understand this with an example. Here's the code as well. We have declared where bike name, and we'll remove this. And first we'll try to do this with where. Let's suppose where bike name equals to TVS. Ctrl plus S. It says hero and TVS. So the variable name, the bike name is same in both cases, here and here as well. These are same, but with where keyword you can do that. Let will not allow you to do this. If we use let here in place of where, we'll write let as here as well, and we will change the value as well. We will give it as Kawasaki, and let's suppose Suzuki here. Save it. See, bike name has already been declared. So that's what let won't allow you to do. You can repeat the same let variable in different scope. It won't create any problem, but it will not allow you to redeclare any declared variable. So let's move on to const. We use const when there are values we don't want to change, or that will never change basically. So the keyword const is little misleading, as it defines a constant reference to a value, not the constant value. We can't change the primitive value, but we can change the properties of constant objects. Let's write another piece of code for const keyword. So let's declare a variable const x is equal to 5, comma y is equal to 7. Let's say const So here what we have done, we declared a variable x and a variable y with value as 5 and 7. We declared this time with const keyword, and a variable z which is x plus y. We printed z on the browser and it shows the value as 12, which is x plus y. 7 plus 5 is equal to 12. Now what we will do, const will let you do this, but if you try to update the value of x, let's suppose we try to update the value of x as x equals to x plus 10. We'll print x this time. Document.write x. Let's save this. It will throw an error, assignment to a constant variable in line 24. So here you want to update the value of x. You can't do this with const keyword. You can do this with let and where as well, but you can't do this with const. Also, const won't allow you to redeclare any variable, just like let. So if you try to use const x again is equal to 10, save it. So here it says identifier x has already been declared. This thing you can do with const. The scope of const is the same as let. It can be used within the block where it is declared. So guys, that's all for this video. See you in the next one where I will run you through data types in JavaScript. I hope this video will help you. Do give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Comment your doubts below. Share it with your friends and don't forget to subscribe SimpliCode. Thank you.